Hello guys and welcome back to our channel. I welcome you to a shocking expose that will leave you speechless. Meet Peppa, a Hispanic woman who's made some disturbing confessions online. Now, with a blatant disregard for the experiences of Black people, Peppa has openly expressed her disdain and hatred towards Black people. In her videos, she spews vitriol claiming that Black women are aggressive and that she would rather be on the palm color side. But that's not even all. She also begs for acceptance from palm color people, asking if they'll accept her as one of their own despite being 25% Mexican. Now, Peppa's comments are not only art to the cis but also ignorant. She's a prime example of internalized articism and the damaging effects of palm color supremacy. A lot of people have complained about her account. So with that said, join me as my fellow Black brothers and sisters react to our videos. I will be right back.
Wow, Black women don't like being called aggressive, do they? I guess it's kind of like white people don't like being called all the time. I see the videos that are being made about me that are, blowing up. What are they on, like 500,000? 500,000? And they're sending all the angry people over here to attack my page, and they say, oh, this lady's page is scary. This Pepper's page is scary because she's outright defending white people. She's the problem. Why is it every time a white person's video on TikTok blows up, they show up in groves of 1,000? Excuse my hair, I was outside doing stuff. They show up in the thousands to attack you. That's why white people can't speak up. That's why people can't tell the truth, because clearly me saying Black women are aggressive struck a nerve. It struck a nerve. But all I see is aggression. Making fake pages about me, saying, oh, we got to take care of this Pepper lady. She's saying she's proud to be white. She's giving white people a place to go to and talk openly and talk freely. We have to get rid of her. Go attack her, Yolanda. The thousands of you must show up over there and shut her page down right now, because I can say I'm proud to be Black all day long. But if she says she's proud to be white, and guess what? I'm part Mexican, so I can't be. Remember, you made up the rules. That's TikTok's problem. I am going to vent because I'm very upset, because I've seen you come after many white women. Every time they stand up for themselves and that video goes viral, what happens? Thousands of you guys show up and report their pages. And guess what? On my big page, I want every video back, and I will remain on private. So, keep sending me friend requests, because I was born yesterday. I am allowed to have a page and speak freely just like you do. And if you don't like it, you can kick rocks, because there's plenty of you guys out there hating every day on white people. If I choose to say I love them and give them a safe space to come to and speak to me right just like you do, we're Americans. So keep spreading your hate and sending everybody over to attack everybody who dares stand up for themselves. That's really all I have to say about that. Cute. Actually, the aggression is at an all-time high. So, you don't want to be called aggressive, but clearly you act like it. To my followers, do you accept me because Denzel Smoking Barbecue just said, you can pander to those whites all you want, but they know you're a Mexican and they'll never accept you. And most everyone knows I'm only 25% Mexican, which still makes me Mexican. And 75% white. So, followers, white people, do you accept me as being white, even though I am 25% Mexican? I need to know, because Denzel Smoking Barbecue is really worried about it. Wonder if he's got good meat. Probably not. I like white meat, not dark.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Are you okay? Are you okay? Is there somebody we need to call? Because what is wrong with you? Look, lady, look, okay. You call this satire. It's Al Jolson's type of satire, okay? I don't know what you're trying to achieve with this. I don't. Are you desperately trying to be the alt-right Barbie? Or are you trying to be accepted by something? What is wrong with you? Every video I see from you is like this. Some chaotic way to try to dig in on this, I'm white, please accept me. Lady, do you accept your goddamn self? That's the question I got. Do you accept you? Because if you don't, that sounds like some internal hatred that you need to deal with. I suggest ayahuasca, strip the ego from the body. What is wrong with you? I don't understand where your mindset is. Do you not have a family? Do you not have a career? What is wrong with you? Like, you have like 11 goddamn video accounts where you get a chance to just say, and then you're protected because the moderators like that you're playing this goofy thing is, I'm white, I'm cute. What's that? Lady, what is wrong with you? Where is your self-esteem? Where is it? Where is your self-esteem? How much attention do you want and why? Have you ever asked yourself these questions? Have you ever asked yourself these questions? You know what? I need you to, you know what? Never mind. I was going to give you a tasking that would require you to do something you were incapable of doing. And that is growing up. Ayahuasca. Strip the ego from the body, please.
Go back and watch Miss Pepper's video. She's throwing a tantrum because black women are holding her accountable. Now I'm holding her accountable. And she looks just like me, Pepper does. Pepper went on a rant because she's given white people a safe place to be. That's what this page is about. I've watched Pepper for the last 6 months on this app. And she's done nothing but give white people that look like us a safe space to be. Because that's what this page is about. See, when we get our feelings hurt by black people, especially black women, right away, they're aggressive. Accountability feels like an attack, doesn't it, Pepper? Doesn't it? It's 2025, my dear. We are being held accountable for, like it or not. You can do whatever with your page, but you have to be held accountable for, period. Point blank. You can say whatever you want. It's a free country, so to speak. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And just because you're speaking on your page doesn't mean that accountability is not going to come. You do that just to aggravate black people, especially black women. That's all. It's just, you just do it just to antagonize black women. And you're getting your wish. Right? How about stop being, and you wouldn't be in this position right now to have to defend yourself. Accountability feels like an attack, Pepper. And that's what's going on here. You feel attacked. Sit with that feeling. Unpack it. Because you're in the road.
Oh, I went to leave a comment on your page, but now you're reviewing your comments, probably because you don't like people actually pointing out the fact that you are in fact, and if I can say so, fill in the blanks. But no, black women don't like being called aggressive because they stand up for themselves, because they have an opinion, because they don't like being called down and called, you know, all these atrocious things and being made a mockery on social media. And you come on here and say, well, we don't like being called, if it acts like a duck, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, sure enough, it is a duck. And you, in fact, you are the lowest low of low. And I hope more people come to your page and bother you and make you want to get off this app. And if they don't, keep going. you're gonna get exposed. And guess what? We're all here for the ride.
You know, Peppa's comments are utterly disgusting and reprehensible. Her blatant racism and hatred towards black people are staggering. By claiming that black women are aggressive, she's perpetrating a R to the cis stereotype that's been used to justify discrimination and violence against black women. And it's appalling that she's begging for acceptance from palm color people, asking if they'll accept her as one of their own. And this is a clear example of internalized racism, where she's so desperate to be accepted by the dominant culture that she's willing to throw her own community under the bus. After all, I'm 25% Mexican and 75% palm color. Wow. Her comments about preferring palm color meat are also disturbingly R to the cyst. It's clear that she sees black people as inferior and is so comfortable making derogatory comments about black people. You know, this myth of the angry black woman has its roots in 19th century America, when minstrel shows which involved comic skits and variety acts mocking African Americans became popular. Blair Kelly, associate professor of history at North Carolina State University, says black women were often played by overweight palm color men who painted their faces black and donned fat suits to make them look less than human and feminine ugly. Now, their main way of interacting with the men around them was to scream and fight and come off angry, irrationally so in response to the circumstances around them. She says, the 1930s program Amos and Andy was one of the first modern media portrayals to cement this stereotype through the character of Mrs. Sapphire Stevens. Now, the real problem in their everyday life was not the structural things that black people faced, but the mouth of the black woman, her tone, her irrationality, and her anger. Prof. Kelly says of Sapphire's role, as segregation laws known as Jim Crow laws saw black Americans assaulted, jailed, and unalived, popular culture pushed ideas of sassy mummies and Sapphires, an archetype depicting black women with iron fists yelling at everyone from children to palm color men. Now, this trope of the angry black woman has endured and has been pervasive in modern media, even without more overtly R to the cis portrayals, said Brandy Collins, senior campaign director at the racial justice organization Color of Change. On screen, it is easy to push sass for laughs, but black women in America see these depictions translate differently in real life. For Ms. Collins, the picture of the hyper-emotional black woman has become more commonplace as Americans grapple with issues of polarized politics and civility. Black women, she says, are often faced with people responding to their emotions from a place of perceived fear. There is almost paranoia around it, a feeling that you have to go above and beyond to make people feel comfortable around you. You know, this stereotype that black women are inherently angry or aggressive is a tired and damaging trope. It's a label that's been used to silence, marginalize, and erase the experiences of black women. And yet people like Peppa continue to perpetrate this stereotype, using it to justify their own articism and biases. In her video, she casually drops the phrase black women don't like to be called aggressive, as if it's a fact rather than a harmful stereotype. She's not alone in this thinking. Many people of our kind view black women's anger or assertiveness as a personal failing rather than a legitimate response to systemic racism and oppression. Black women's anger is not the problem. The problem is the racism, sexism, and marginalization that black women face every day. The problem is the constant erasure and silencing of black women's voices and experiences. When we call out the stereotype, we're not being too sensitive or playing the race card. We are pushing back against a harmful narrative that's been used to justify violence, discrimination, and oppression against black women. And it seems impossible actually to be a black woman and not be angry after generations of oppression, discrimination, and erasure. Black women should be celebrated for not being completely consumed by anger. You know, men are allowed to be angry as a performance of masculinity. Palm color women are allowed to be angry as a clarion call. So black women should be encouraged to express their anger as well, particularly in the face of injustice. I am failing to understand why individuals, especially those from marginalized communities, internalize racism to the point where they desperately want to be palm color. This phenomenon is a painful reminder of the deep-seated effects of colonialism, slavery, and systemic racism. In the case of some Mexicans like Peppa, this desire to be palm color is rooted in a complex history of indigenous displacement, Spanish colonization, and the subsequent erasure of indigenous identity. The internalized articism can lead individuals to reject their own heritage, culture, and identity in pursuit of palm-coloredness. It's a form of self-erasure where people of color abandon their own communities and values to assimilate into a dominant culture that has historically oppressed them. But palm-coloredness is not the standard of beauty, intelligence, or humanity. Our diverse cultures, languages, and traditions are what make us rich and valuable. And it's time to challenge this internalized articism and reclaim our identities, cultures, and heritage. It's honestly disturbing to see that Peppa's account has become a haven for art-obsessed palm-color people. By creating a so-called safe space for them, she's enabling and amplifying their hateful ideologies. Now, this kind of platforming is dangerous as it allows articism to spread and perpetuates harm against marginalized communities. It's unacceptable that she's using her influence to create a space where palm-color supremacists can feel comfortable and validated, and we need to hold people like her accountable for their actions. Creating a space for art-obsessed ideologies to thrive is not only problematic, but also contributes to the ongoing systemic oppression of marginalized communities. All I can say is that she might be grappling with an internalized issue, where the desire for acceptance from palm-color people is so strong that it manifests in harmful behaviors such as articism. And this suggests a deeper struggle with self-worth and identity. If someone feels they must align with certain societal norms or prejudices to gain approval, it points to an internal conflict about who they are and why and where they fit in. Rather than finding validation through authenticity or mutual respect, they may resort to negative stereotypes or attitudes that ultimately hurt both themselves and others. And it's a complex issue, but its core, it seems to reflect a need to break free from harmful expectations and instead embrace a more inclusive, self-affirming way of, being. I really can't fully know what's behind her behavior. Like, we can't know, as there could be a range of personal experiences and struggles maybe at play. So whether it's rooted in past trauma, societal pressures, or personal insecurities, it's very clear that there's something deeper going on. And what's important, though, is that she takes the time to heal from whatever is causing this pain or frustration, because I just can't get it. And healing might involve self-reflection, seeking support, or confronting difficult emotions, not whereby when people are calling you out for what you're doing and then you call them aggressive, as Black women are aggressive. I don't know what you guys think, but share your thoughts as well in the comment section. Thank you for always watching, and see you in our next video.